बेटा जाओ।
Flood situation in Bihar remains critical. Nearly 54 lakh people in 14 districts affected by floods. 31 teams of NDRF and SDRF engaged in relief and rescue operations. About 4 lakh people evacuated from flood-affected areas. Improvement in flood situation in Assam. Death toll in the Punjab Hooch tragedy nears 104. Over 25 people, including the alleged kingpin, arrested. Action against 13 officials of police and excise departments. Home Minister Amit Shah, Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa and Tamil Nadu Governor Banwari Lal Purohit test positive for COVID-19. In other developments, Drug Controller General of India gives approval to Serum Institute of India, Pune, to conduct clinical trials of Oxford University AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine Covishield in India. Ayodhya gears up for grand Bhumi Pujan ceremony for Ram Temple scheduled for 5th August. Holy soil and waters from different parts of the country are being brought to Ayodhya. President, Vice President and Prime Minister greet people on the occasion of Raksha Bandhan. The festival is being celebrated across the country following social distancing and other methods of prevention from COVID-19. In sports, Governing Council of Indian Premier League announces the IPL dates. Tournament to be played in UAE from 19 September to 10th November this year. The IPL will allow unlimited COVID-19 replacements considering the delicate health safety situation across the globe. Good morning, you're watching DD News and I'm Preeti presenting the bulletin. To begin with, we wish you all a happy Raksha Bandhan today. Let's get you an update on the flood situation in Bihar, which has further worsened in northern parts of the state following rise in water level of Gandak, Buri Gandak, Bagmati and Adhwara group of rivers. Over 55 lakh people spread over 14 districts are reeling under the impact of devastating floods. The worst affected is Darbhanga district, where about 17 lakh people have been facing nature's fury. The other affected districts are Muzaffarpur, Samastipur, Sitamarhi and East Champaran. People who are living in low-lying areas of Darbhanga and Samastipur have been advised to go to higher places. 49 people have lost their lives in flood-related incidents in the last 24 hours. Villages spread over 1,059 panchayats have been cut off from district headquarters. Rail traffic remains suspended on Darbhanga-Samastipur rail section of East Central Railways. Vehicular traffic at several places in Darbhanga, Samastipur, Saran and East Champaran has been disrupted. Relief and rescue operations have been intensified. 31 teams of NDRF and SDRF have been pressed into service. Over 4 lakh people have been evacuated so far. 30,000 people are taking shelter in relief camps. 1,385 community kitchens have been set up to provide food to a 9,30,000 people. Gandak, Bagmati, Kamlabalan, Mahananda and Adhwara group of rivers are flowing above the danger mark. And to get us more on that, our correspondent Salman Haider is joining us from Patna. Salman, we've given a broad outline of how the flood situation in the state is bursting. You get us the latest update. And also, how has the weather been predicted in the next few days?
Three embankments in Muzaffarpur and Darbhanga got breached yesterday, and more than 200 villages have got submerged in these due to these heavy rush of water in these villages. These embankments are mainly of Bagmati and its tributaries. Now the situation is as was predicted that the Gandak Barrage water is coming in from Gandak Barrage from Betia, and Muzaffarpur is the worst affected now, where more than 13 blocks and 210 panchayats have been affected due to floods. And now the situation is in Bhagalpur, Ganga has crossed the danger level mark. And normally, what happens? The Ganga receives the water from some of the rivers. When the Ganga is up, there is no discharge of water from these rivers to Ganga. So the situation is worsening now, and in days to come, if rain doesn't stop, however, the Met Office has predicted light rainfall for today and tomorrow. So let us hope that the situation will improve. The rescue and relief operation is going on. You can imagine above 54 lakh population is we are facing the wrath of floods, and more than 26,000 have been displaced and have gone to higher places or in shelter homes. Yeah, Preeti.
All right, Salman, that was the flood fury in the state, but generally what we see is that intermittent rainfall and the floods are generally followed by the outbreak of diseases, epidemics. Let us know more about how well are the hospitals and the medical facilities in the state equipped to deal with this challenge.
Actually, all the medical facilities and staff are engaged in COVID-19 challenge. You know, the COVID-19 is already there. So the hospitals are there. Some of the hospitals and PHCs are submerged in the flood. But the arrangements are there, but capacity is still running full. And if so far no epidemic and things like that, disease has not been reported from anywhere, but the arrangement is in place, and if something happens, there are medical teams on alert. Those who rush to the spot, and so far there is no things like outbreak of diseases
All
in the
right,
affected
Salman. So the
areas.
weather department has also predicted some relief from the rainfall in the next 2 days. Thank you so much for joining us with those inputs. And let's get you an update on the flood situation in Assam, which has improved. However, 10 lakh people are still submerged in 20 districts. 29,000 people are staying at relief camps. 109 persons have lost their lives due to floods in the state. Relief materials, including rice, pulses, are being distributed at the affected areas. The flood situation has also improved at Kaziranga National Park. Park authorities rescued 170 wild animals so far in the park, while 147 inhabitants have died in the park. In other news, in Punjab, 18 more people have died after consuming spurious alcohol, taking the total death toll to 104. Around 80 casualties have been reported in Tarn and 12 each in Batla and Amritsar. Over 30 people have already been arrested in the case, while 13 officials of police and excise departments have also been suspended for negligence. Meanwhile, opposition in Punjab is cornering the state government over the deaths due to Hooch tragedy, with SAD demanding Chief Minister Amarinder Singh to step down. The SAD has also sought CBI probe in the issue, rejecting the state government's order of magisterial probe. On Saturday, the police seized large quantities of raw materials used to make country liquor called Lahan from various villages and dhabas during 100 raids conducted across Amritsar rural, Gurdaspur and Taran. The state government has announced rupees 2 lakh ex gratia for the family of the deceased. Union Home Minister Amit Shah announced that he has been tested positive for COVID-19 and is getting admitted to a hospital following the advice of the doctors. In a tweet, he said, and I quote him, "After experiencing initial mild symptoms of coronavirus, I have got myself tested. The report came back positive. My health is fine, but I am being admitted to a hospital on the advice of doctors. I request that all of you who have come in contact with me in the last few days, please isolate yourself and get your inquiry done." Defence Minister Rajnath Singh wished good health to Amit Shah. He tweeted, and I quote him, "Amit ji, your perseverance and willpower in the face of every challenge has been an example for one and all. I firmly believe you will definitely defeat the challenge of COVID-19. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan tweeted, and I also quote him, "Amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, Union Home Minister Amit Shah continued to serve the public. I got the news of his testing positive for COVID-19. I am confident that under the care of doctors and thanks to his strong willpower, he will defeat coronavirus. I pray for his speedy recovery." Tamil Nadu Governor Banwarilal Purohit has tested positive for COVID-19 but is asymptomatic and clinically stable. Kaveri Hospital in Chennai said on Sunday evening, as the infection is mild, he has been advised home isolation and will be monitored by the medical team from Kaveri Hospital. The governor underwent further tests and assessment at the hospital. Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa was tested positive for COVID-19. The Karnataka Chief Minister on Sunday tweeted, and I quote him, "I have tested positive for COVID-19. Whilst I'm fine, I am being hospitalized as a precaution on the recommendation of the doctors." The 77-year-old leader also requested people who came in his contact in the last few days to go into self-quarantine. The Drugs Controller General of India has given the nod to the Serum Institute of India for conducting Phase 2 and 3 human clinical trials of a COVID-19 vaccine candidate, Covishield, developed by the University of Oxford in the country. The approval of conducting Phase 2 and 3 clinical trials was granted after a thorough evaluation based on recommendations of the Subject Expert Committee on COVID-19. Meanwhile, Ministry of Health has also tweeted, "Drugs Controller General of India has given approval to Serum Institute of India, Pune, to conduct Phase 2 and 3 clinical trials of Oxford University AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine, Covishield, in India." And Ayodhya is getting ready for the grand Bhumi Pujan ceremony of the Ram temple. Holy soil and water from different parts of the country are being brought to Ayodhya. And we get you more in this ground report.
A historic event in unprecedented times. Authorities in Ayodhya are leaving no stone unturned to ensure all COVID-19 protocols are followed during the foundation stone laying ceremony on 5th August. Sanitization teams are hard at work. The state's fire department is overseeing these efforts along with municipal workers. In view of the coronavirus pandemic, priests and organizers are appealing to people to stay at home and watch the ceremony on DD News and DD National.
हर थाना चौकी और भी जो भी शहरी क्षेत्र हैं, बाज़ार हैं और जो मोहल्ले हैं, सब जगह सैनिटाइजर का कार्य किया जा रहा है ताकि जो है 19 कोविड से बचाव।
हनुमान जी राजा के रूप में यहाँ विराजमान हैं। पहले भारत के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी हनुमानगढ़ी आएंगे, दर्शन और पूजन करेंगे, उसके बाद रामलला का दर्शन करेंगे।
With a host of dignitaries expected to attend the event, security is also a high priority.
5 तारीख को जो भूमि पूजन का ऐतिहासिक समारोह अयोध्या जी में होने जा रहा है, उसमें हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी की सुरक्षा के लिए जो प्रोटोकॉल है, उसमें विभिन्न सुरक्षा एजेंसियों के साथ हम लोग समन्वय स्थापित करके उस प्रोटोकॉल के हिसाब से अयोध्या में सुरक्षा उनको दी जा रही है।
The eve of the ceremony will see a grand Deepotsav or Festival of Lights in Ayodhya. The city will glitter against the night sky in anticipation of the much awaited ceremony. 3 lakh diyas will be lit. 1 lakh diyas have come from across the country.
दीपोत्सव का प्लान कर रखा है। मंदिर में भव्य दीपावली वो मिट्टी के दिए उसकी व्यवस्थाएं हो रही, जगह जगह पर वो हम लोग दिए प्रज्वलित करेंगे। 4 की तारीख को भी और 5 तारीख को भी। प्लस भगवान के नाम का संकीर्तन और कुछ रामायण का पाठ है।
The tale of devotion of brothers Radhesham Pandey and Mahakavi Trifala can be seen in Ayodhya. Trifala is visually challenged since birth, but that never affected his faith and devotion towards Lord Ram. The brothers have travelled to almost all the places associated with Lord Ram, both in India and Sri Lanka. They have collected water and sand from 151 rivers, 8 major rivers, 3 seas and soil from 16 places in Sri Lanka. All this will become a part of Lord Ram's grand temple once the construction begins.
पैदल, मोटरसाइकिल, साइकिल, हवाई जहाज, ट्रेन, बस यात्रा करके सब इकट्ठा किया कि भगवान श्री राम के पवित्र जन्मभूमि की नींव में, मैं मंदिर के नींव में मैं इन सबको दूं। कल्पना मात्र था, लेकिन भगवान श्री राम की कृपा से आज वो साकार हुआ।
In another show of devotion, Assam-based sculptor Ranjit Mandal and his father are working day and night, making idols depicting stories from the Ram Katha Kunj. These sculptures, covering 125 scripts, will be exhibited in the Ram Temple courtyard. The father-son duo began their work in 2013.
राम कथा कुंज है जो भगवान राम जी के बाल रूप से उनके चरित्र के आधार पर रामायण के, वाल्मीकि रामायण के सारे दृश्य इस मूर्ति में देने का हम प्रयास किया है।
Bricks and stones with carvings from across the country have been collected over the years at the Ram Temple complex. They will be used in the construction of the temple and are being given finishing touches.
हमारे अयोध्या में चूँकि आप देख रहे होंगे ये 35 वर्षों से कार्य चल रहा है यहाँ कार्यशाला राम जन्मभूमि का, और आज वह घड़ियां आई हैं जिसके लिए हम लोग कई पीढ़ियों से इंतजार करते आ रहे थे।
Enthusiasm for the event isn't restricted to Ayodhya. The Jain community in Ahmedabad has donated a silver brick for the Ram temple in Ayodhya. Water from the holy Bindu Sagar lake near the Lingaraj temple in Bhubaneswar has also been sent to Ayodhya for the Bhumi Pujan ceremony on August 5th. With Bureau Inputs, Newsnight Desk, DD News.
To talk more about it, we're joined in by our correspondent Arun Sharma and Ashutosh Shukla from Ayodhya. Arun, we've given detailed reports of how the preparations are taking place. You let us know more. What do you see on ground?
Good morning, Preeti, first of all. And in Ayodhya, it is said that Ram se bada Ram ka naam. That means name of Ram has more significance than Ram himself. And we can see, entire Ayodhya is, being echoing with this chants of Jai Shri Ram. That's what we can hear in Ayodhya. But the big part is that this event is not only at the national level. Now, this is a global event in a sense that, the people from North America will also be connecting virtually on the day of 5th of August, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be participating in the groundbreaking ceremony of this Ram Janmabhoomi. Second important part is that at the Times Square in New York, Ram or primarily Lord Ram's images will be there at the Times Square in New York. So primarily it's a global event. Ram has primarily, or you can say that Ramayana has primarily connected India and other parts of the world, be it traditionally, be it culturally. So there is a cultural connect, there is a traditional connect when it comes to Ramayana. So that's an important part. It's a significant day when we look at the Southeast Asian countries like Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia. All these countries, you can see there are various culturally rich stories and avatars of Ram that were being witnessed in these regions primarily, and that's the reason why Ramayana has connected the globe primarily, and that's the reason why government is also focusing on creating more and more Ramayana circuits in our country. And that's the reason why this event on 5th of August will be grand in nature. That's what we can say. Another important part is that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also be, laying the foundation stone and will be inaugurating several developmental projects related to infrastructure, related to tourism. So in a sense, Ayodhya will become, or primarily Ayodhya, will come on the global map when it comes to tourism, when it comes to, Ramayana circuit, whereby it will be giving a massive a push will be given to the infrastructure also, apart from the Ram temple itself. So yes, it's a great day for people because generations have have waited for this mega event of Ram Janmabhoomi's this groundbreaking ceremony that will be taking place on 5th of August. And yes, as I said earlier, this entire Ayodhya, you can say that echoes of it's primarily being echoing with Jai Shri Ram and the chants of Ram Nam. That's what it's going on as of now, early in the morning. So the countdown has just begun, and this event is going to get more mega and global in nature.
All right, the countdown has begun. Thank you so much, Arun, for joining us. And from here, go across to our correspondent Ashutosh. Ashutosh, our correspondent Arun talked of how this event will not just be confined to Ayodhya, but it will turn into a global event. You let us know about specific instructions, specific guidelines which have been issued by the state administration.
बिल्कुल प्रीति, जिस तरह से अरुण बता रहे थे, राम जो है केवल राष्ट्र पुरुष नहीं है, बल्कि उनकी मर्यादा पूरे वैश्विक स्तर पर देखी जाती है। और यही कारण है कि सभी धर्मों में समय समय पर जब राम के चरित्र का बखान करने की बात आई, तो चाहे अल्लामा इकबाल रहे हों जिन्होंने उन्हें इमाम हिंद कहा भगवान राम को, या शम्स मीनाई थे जिन्होंने कहा कि राम के चरित्र का वर्णन करने के लिए न तो हिंदी में कोई शब्द है, न उर्दू में कोई हर्फ है। निश्चित रूप से आज उसी राम के जन्मभूमि पर मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम भगवान का जब भव्य राम मंदिर बनने के लिए तैयार हो रहा है, तो पूरी अयोध्या जो है एक अविस्मरणीय पलों के लिए तैयार हो रही है। उन अविस्मरणीय पलों को अपने आंखों में बसाने के लिए तैयार हो रही है, सजाई जा रही है। पूरी अयोध्या में राम और नाम की धुन है। और जो राम नाम, बिल्कुल अरुण ने सही कहा कि राम से भी बड़ा जो है राम का नाम है, और वही नाम पूरी अयोध्या में इस वक्त गूंज रहा है। तैयारियां जोरों पर है। यहाँ पर सुरक्षा संबंधी चाहे प्रकरण हो और चाहे इसको कोरोना बीमारी को लेकर के हो, लेकिन कहीं न कहीं कोरोना बीमारी का जो है भय, वो जो है राम की आस्था जो है उस पर कहीं न कहीं भारी पड़ती है। आवेग इतना है कि आप हमारे ठीक पीछे दे सकती हैं कि सरयू जिस तरह से अपने पूरे आवेग में बह रही है, कहीं न कहीं अयोध्या के संत साधु और इसके साथ ही यहाँ पर रहने वाले और यहाँ से जुड़े राम में आस्था रखने वाले सबके बीच में जो है आस्था का वह आवेग निश्चित रूप से अविस्मरणीय है। प्रीति।
All right, thank you so much Ashutosh for joining us with those inputs. So that was those were our correspondents who were joining us from Ayodhya and telling us more about the preparations which are being put in place for the big event on 5th of August. And in other news, Raksha Bandhan, the festival of special bond between brothers and sisters, is being celebrated today across the country. On this occasion, sisters tie colourful rakhi around the wrist of their brothers and pray for their prosperity, health and well-being. In return, brothers pledge to protect and support their sisters and present them with gifts. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu have greeted people on the occasion of Raksha Bandhan. President Ramnath Kovind in a tweet said, and I quote him, "Greetings on Raksha Bandhan. Rakhi is the sacred thread of love and trust that connects sisters with brothers in a special bond. On this day, let us reiterate our commitment to secure the honor and dignity of women." Prime Minister Narendra Modi also conveyed his greetings to the nation on the occasion of Raksha Bandhan. In a tweet, he said, and I quote him, "Many wishes to all the countrymen on the holy festival of Raksha Bandhan." Home Minister Amit Shah also tweeted to greet the nation. He said, "Heartiest greetings to all countrymen on the holy festival of Raksha Bandhan." Prakash Javadekar, Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting, also tweeted to wish the nation on the festival of Raksha Bandhan. He said, and I quote him, "Heartiest greetings to all the countrymen on the sacred festival of Raksha Bandhan, the sacred festival of bond between the siblings. Such a festival is probably celebrated in India only." So, on those greetings, we'll end this bulletin here. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.